Hello, my spagans and desires for the ghoul next door, your favorite ghoul fiend. And it is Monday, March the 2nd, 2026. So, I happen to watch a lot of Cody Lich's, I don't know if I said his name right, of his videos, especially his tier lists. So recently he did a tier list of millennial horror movies. So he put a link in his description for anybody to kind of join in. I'm going to join in. So let's get started. Okay, so he's got his listings of The Bomb, Pretty Sweet, It's Alright, That Was Good, Psych, and I'm Outie. I'm not going to use the I'm Outie as the worst. I'm actually going to use that section for movies I just have not seen. Alright, so let's start with sorry. Things are popping up here. Carry the Rage. I'm going to put it into It's Alright. I remember going to the cinema way back when this one came out. It didn't last here very long. I know it's kind of become a cult classic since, and it was a good movie, but it's been, what, 25, almost 30 years since I've seen it, so I can't remember a whole lot of it. 28 weeks later. Again, I'm going to put that in It's Alright. I know it kind of revolutionized a new set of zombie movies with the rage virus, fast-moving zombies, but it's a great traumatic movie, but I think it lacks the horror. That's just me. The Blair Witch, that's going up to Pretty Sweet for me. Again, that was one I got to see in cinemas back in, what was it, 98, 99 when that one came out. And I was part of the first generation who saw this movie who actually thought, oh my God, this is a real thing, because back then the internet was so different. There were no spoilers. It didn't come out till like 6 months after the movie had been released. It didn't come out till 6 months later that it was a mockumentary. Okay, what do we have here? The movie Teeth. That was good, Psych. I thought that was a terrible movie. And I have to admit, the only reason I watched that movie was because of the one actor. And that one actor was in there for like 2 seconds. Blink if you'll miss it. Literally, like, I don't even think he had any lines in it. And I just did not care for it. Scream 3. Okay, controversial, I know, but I'm putting it in It's the Bomb. Scream 3 is my favorite of the Scream franchise. I don't care what anybody says. Demon Knight. I'm going to put that into Pretty Sweet. Again, that was one I got to go see in cinemas back in the early 90s. And just the fact that as a metalhead, as a Pantera fan, just the soundtrack alone, just Cemetery Gates by Pantera alone, when that video came out, that video had 2 different versions, one with scenes from the movie and one without. And I can't hear that song without thinking about this movie. Let the right one in. Oh, hang on. I've got to adjust my... I'm putting that in. It's pretty sweet. For a vampire movie based on a book, this was pretty original at the time when it came out. I have seen both versions of the movie. I have seen the TV show, and I've read the book. On my old written blog, Coffee and Casseroles, I dive deep into both versions of the movie and the book. I think it's one of the longest blog posts on that written blog that I think I did. Okay, again, give me a second. We've got Disturbia. I'm going to put that in pretty sweet. I have seen Rear Window, the original Alfred Hitchcock movie, and this is almost scene for scene, and it was just, you wouldn't think that a movie that's fairly goreless, fairly bloodless, could translate so easily into this. It's still Rear Window, and its remake Disturbia is still such a psychological, it gets in there and it has you thinking about it for days on end, which is one of the, I think, earmarks of a great horror movie. Ginger Snaps. I'm putting that under the bomb. The Canadian werewolf classic, dealing with just high school life, being a girl, being a woman, and having to deal with all the crap you have to deal with from other women, from guys, just from a biological standpoint, from your family. You get, I know it's considered like the big angst, teenage angst coming of age movie, but it does it does hit all the keynotes it's supposed to for a great werewolf movie, though. You've got the anger, you've got the paranoia, the fact that they use it like a virus. It's represented as a metaphor for being a woman, but at the same time, it's this great virus biohazard almost type of metaphor. Well, the metaphor would be becoming a woman, and the, yeah. Session 9. I have not seen this, so I'm going to put it in the category he's got listed as I'm outie, just because I don't know how to change the categories. Stir of Echoes. We're going to put that up here into That's All Right. Actually, no. Let's put it into Pretty Sweet. It was different for the time it came out, and there's a sequel with, I want to see, was it Rob Lowe or Kiefer Sutherland? One of them did part 2. Actually, I think I might have one of them in my collection. I don't even know which one. But Stir of Echoes with Kevin Bacon, it was such an original movie, such an original idea when it came out. And I think it was the height of him getting back into horror after having been a serious actor, like in such serious dramas for so long. Frailty. I have not seen this movie, so we will put it in the bottom category just because I haven't seen it. The original Candyman, that is going up into the bomb. Again, an original story when it first came out and how it dealt with segregation and racism. Even though Clive Barker, who wrote the original story, is a white man, he got into the mindset of a black character so perfectly. Paranormal Activity. Okay, hot take here, I guess you could say. I'm putting it in That Was Good Psych. I actually have the first movie from the franchise in my collection. I bought it. I had never seen it before. It was in a bin for like $4, so I bought it. I watched it. It was there. I haven't bothered yet to watch any of the others in the franchise, and I don't know if I ever will, to be honest. I'm not a overly big fan of found footage. I loved the Blair Witch Project, and I think that's mostly because it was so new when it came out, and then everybody copied it. What's this one? Teaching Mrs. Tingle. I have not seen that movie, so it's just going in the bottom till just because I have not seen it. The Ring. Should I put it in It's Alright? I'll put it in It's Alright. I have to say, when I saw that movie, I saw it on rental, and it did kind of have me thinking about it for days on end, and I honest to God slept with the lights on for like 2 days after seeing this movie, but it's not one I would ever want to go back to. And I have seen it twice. I have actually seen it twice. I watched it again, I think it was 2 years ago for a movie challenge, and like it's creepy, it's scary, but it's just not my favorite. There's one of the Final Destinations. I can't even tell which one. I will put it in. I do like all of the Final Destinations. I'm going to put it in Pretty Sweet. I like the entire franchise from this. Dead Alive. I know I've seen this. I'm going to put this in It's Alright, because I know I've seen it, but it's one of those movies that I saw over 30 years ago, so I don't remember much of it, but I remember I'd seen it. I honestly could not give you a synopsis because it was so long ago that I saw it. John Carpenter's Vampires. One second here. John Carpenter's Vampires are going up into The Bomb. Whoops. Again, another movie I got to see in cinemas back in the 90s. And I've read the original book, and if you watched my video on my favorite vampire books, I've mentioned the book by John Stakely. It was one of my absolute favorite vampire movies when I was in high school back in the early 90s. So when the movie came out in the mid to late 90s, it's one of my top 10 vampire movies. Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. Hot take. It's my favorite in the franchise. I'm putting in The Bomb. Well, actually, it comes second to one of the other ones in the franchise. They're very even kill. I know people hate this one, and there's a couple of edits of this movie. It's my white whale too. I have yet to get this one. I have to get I have to get 4, 5, and 6 to complete my Halloween franchise collection. And it's become my white whale. I have not been able to find it because I was very like, I had seen all the Halloween movies in the 90s, and when I was still a teenager, but I didn't become a big fan until a few years ago. That's when I started kind of collecting the Halloween franchise. So I'm missing 4, 5, and 6. But there's something that always kind of bothers me when people talk about the Thorn trilogy, and they'll say it's 3, 4, or they'll say it's 4, 5, and 6. They're forgetting 3, Season of the Witch, when it was actually introduced. So the Thorn storyline starts with part 3, and I don't understand why people keep forgetting that. Maybe because they think of it as a separate... Because they introduced in Season of the Witch the whole occult aspect of it. Okay, where are we? New Nightmare. And I am putting that at the bottom. That's one of my favorites in the Nightmare on Elm Streets. And the fact that it's kind of Scream before Scream was Scream. Because I believe it came out the year before Scream did. Hostel. I haven't seen it, so I'll put it down in the lower till here. Freddy vs. Jason. It's alright. It's alright. It's okay. Great Canadian movie, again, with the lead actress from Ginger Snaps. It's Catherine Isabel, or is it Isabel? It's Catherine Isabel, right? Not Isabel Catherine. Can't remember. A lot of great Canadian actors in there because it was done in Vancouver. Saw 4. It's alright. It's alright. I was late again to the Saw franchise. I didn't get into them till about 2 years ago. And I watched all of them back to back. And except for part 1, I don't remember what happened in each one. It's like I literally spent a weekend binge watching all the Saw movies. And except for the first one, everything else kind of blends together. So I'm going to put the Saw, pretty much all of them, in It's Alright. Just because I can't remember which one was which. I know I like them. I just couldn't tell you from one movie to the other which happened in which segments. Final Destination. I'm going to put that up in Pretty Sweet. It was original at the time, and I liked that. I really liked Evan Sawa. It really kicked off his career. But Pretty Sweet. If it comes on TV, I'll watch it, but I'm not going to go out of my way. Now that I've said that, you know, I'll probably go on a binge and try to find them all. The Faculty. It's alright. Again, this was one I got to see in cinemas back when it first came out. It's got a decent set of big names for it, but I've seen it once all the way through, like I said, at the cinema, and I think I've seen it on TV, bits and pieces here and there, but again, not one that I really if it comes on TV, I'll watch it type of thing. Urban Legend. It's alright. Willard. Have not seen it. So I'll put that in the bottom tier. You call them tills. They're not tills, they're tiers. Just because I haven't seen it, so it's in the bottom. House of a Thousand Corpses. I don't like that movie. I don't understand the appeal of it. I love Rob Zombie. And if you've watched my video, which of course nobody did because it only has like 1 or 2 views on it, please go watch that. Please go watch my video I did back at Halloween of my ranking of Rob Zombie movies. But yeah, it's really low on my list. The Witch. I didn't care for it at all. Didn't like it at all. Hated it. Didn't like it. Okay. Hot take. Stephen King's It. It's alright. I never cared for the original It. I don't really care for the remake with part 2 and part 1 and part 2, I should say, from 2017 and 2019. Didn't really care for it. I've read the book. I read the book back in the late 90s. Didn't like the book. I hated it. But, ironically, I'm loving the new TV show. Maybe because it covers a different time frame. Like, hated the book, hated the 2 movies, loving the TV show. Go figure. I don't know. Oh, side note, for anyone who has watched the first season of It, Welcome to Derry, when they first introduce Skarsgård's version of Pennywise, I think it's episode 2 or episode 3, for a brief moment, he must have been taping this either at the same time that he was doing Nosferatu or right after doing Nosferatu, because the first time we hear him, he uses his Nosferatu voice. The Descent. I have not seen it, so I'll put it on the bottom. Urban Legends. Part 2. It's alright. I recently saw that this past Halloween 2025. I recently saw that, and I did a brief little write-up on it, about it on my current website. It was only a couple of months ago, and I honestly couldn't tell you one thing from it. It was alright. It was there. It was okay. It didn't leave a lasting impression. The Sixth Sense. Okay, where are we going with this? We are going up. We are taking that and we are going up to The Bomb. This is one of those movies where I did not get to see it right away. I think it was a good 15 years after it came out before I got to see it, and by then, you know, the ending had been spoiled, so there was no real tension, there was no real, it was like, okay, I know what the ending is going to be, let's just get there type of thing. Trick or Treat. It's not Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat's a different movie from 1986, but this one, Trick or Treat, I know everybody bloody well loves it. It's okay, but it's not my thing, really. So, that was good, psych. I'll give you It's Alright. I'll give you an It's Alright. But it's on TV all the time. I actually saw it back in 2009, 2010 as a rental. It hadn't become what it become yet. It was still just brand spanking new. Nobody had really heard of it. In the horror section. Rented it. I was like, okay. It's not great. but I could see it becoming, and I think I actually wrote that. I think on one of my first written blogs I ever did. And I think I mentioned, well, it wasn't my first written blog. It was an older written blog. Word it that way, because it wasn't my first one. It was an older written blog. And I think I just mentioned it one day, saying that I had seen it and I thought it was okay, and that I thought it would make one of those Halloween movies you see on TV all the time. 10 years later, yeah, it's on TV all the time at Halloween now. It's become such a cult classic, but I don't get it. I don't get it. Explain it to me. Why everyone has gone they're just goobering on themselves to get to it. They're tripping over their own tongues to get to this movie every Halloween. It was okay. Silence of the Lambs. It was alright. It was okay. Again, I'm going to hear a lot of... Put your thoughts in the comments. Give me comments. I saw this way back when. No, I did not see it at the cinema. We rented it as soon as it was available to rent. I think because the year it came out, I did not go to the cinema because I had a broken body part and I couldn't go to the cinema to see it. But we rented it the minute it came out. My sister, and I was angry with it because we had in our collection, our family collection, Manhunter, which was the first adaptation of Silence of the Lambs. We had that in our family collection. I think my dad had taped it off of pay-per-view, and I really loved that movie. And I remember sitting there watching the Silence of the Lambs, which Silence of the Lambs only came out 4 years or something like that after Manhunter. And I was like, I've seen this before. And I think I was so angry with it because I'd seen it before in the first movie, the first adaptation, that I just never got into Silence of the Lambs. And I tried watching the short-lived series that came out a couple years back that was supposed to be the reboot, and I didn't like that either. I have seen all the, and I'm talking like the Silence of the Lambs reboot, not Hannibal. I've seen half of the franchise, or half of the Hannibal TV show. I should try to find the final season. I haven't seen the final season. And I've seen the other movies in the franchise, The Red Dragon and Hannibal, and I don't know. I just never quite got into the Silence of the Lambs past the first Manhunter. So long ago. Oh my god, I'm so old, people. Menopause brain. Okay. So, Scream, we are putting that up in Pretty Sweet, because it's not my favorite in the franchise. But it was so original. Final Destination 3. I think that's going to go up into Pretty Sweet as well. Again, I'm giving it a higher mark because I really like Chris Lemche, who is also in Ginger Snaps. Yeah, great Canadian actor, and I think that he was probably one of the best parts of this movie. Oh my god, here we go. Blade 3 Trinity. I'm going to put that into It's Alright, and I have a beef with this one. Another attempt at we've got such a good premise, really big names, A lot of really big Canadian names in this one. It was shot in Canada. But they screwed over Callum Keith Rennie so badly in this movie. He plays the third vampire of the three head vampires. He plays the third one with Parker Posey and Triple H. And he, all through the 90s and the early 2000s, Callum Keith Rennie was one of the biggest Canadian actors there was. Stage actor, television actor, movie actor. He was in Hardcore Logo. I'm getting angry just thinking about it. He was in Hardcore Logo and TV show Twitch City, and he did the final season of Due South and everything. Huge Canadian actor. And what they did when they took 90% of his lines and gave them to Triple H, I'm getting angry just thinking about it. If they had just left Callum Keith Rennie the lines instead of giving them to Triple H, this movie would have been so much better. But they took the recognizable name in Triple H and kind of pushed him up when he had no business in this movie being pushed up the way he was. So yeah, that's my little rant on that. The remake of Dawn of the Dead, that one is going to go up into Pretty Sweet. Another remake with an almost all Canadian cast. I shouldn't say all Canadian cast, sorry. The lead actress, Canadian. I believe it was shot in Vancouver. Drag Me to Hell. I didn't care for it. And I love Sam Raimi. I love Sam Raimi, but I did not care for Drag Me to Hell. Jacob's Ladder, I have never seen it, so we'll put that one on the bottom rung. All the guys love Maddie Lane. I have not seen that one either, so we'll put that on. Wow, more than I thought that I have not seen. Shaun of the Dead, it's all right. I have this in my collection. If you go way back to my 10 years ago on this YouTube channel, I have a movie review of Shaun of the Dead, and I have a recipe inspired by Shaun of the Dead, and that recipe actually ended up being more of a comedy relief than a recipe, but that's okay. At the time, I really liked it. I do like this movie, and I got such a kick out of the fact that a good chunk of the cast of Shaun of the Dead are from the British television show Black Books, and I love that show. I'm a big fan of British humor. I grew up watching the Comic Strip Presents, The Young Ones, and the Danger Brothers, I think is what they were called, and the anything with Rick Mell, that kind of thing. So British humor, I love that, and I love the fact that the little nod to the Black Books cast. Strangers, I have not seen that, so I'll put that on the bottom bottom tier. I keep calling it a till. It's not a till. The Grudge, I didn't care for it. I'm just not a fan of Japanese horror. So The Crazies, I have not seen it. So again, on the bottom tier. I keep calling it a till, but no, it's a tier. What do we have next? Final Destination 2. It's all right. I don't remember much of it. It's been a couple years since I've seen it. Frighteners. Again, I don't remember much of it. I saw that way back, like in the 90s, when did it come out? Late 90s, I think. Like 90, is it 97, 98? I think. I could be wrong. But I've only seen it once, and I don't remember it a whole lot. So I'll put it in It's Alright. Hostel Part 2, haven't seen it. So I'll put that down in the bottom tier. The Bride of Chucky. Okay, we're going up with this one, and we're going to put it into Pretty Sweet. I know it changed the franchise, but I'm a big fan of, like, the movie The Bride from 1985. I'm a big fan of Frankenstein in general, so I like The Bride of Chucky. And I think the comedy of it was needed. At that point when it came out, horror movies were a little too serious. And I think Bride of Chucky came out right, perfect timing. H2O, we are going up with this one. We are going up with this one. And we are going up with this one. H2O and, as I said earlier, Part 6, Curse of Michael Myers. Those are my two favorites in the franchise. I don't care. I like them better than the first ones. Yep. H2O was also the first one I got to see in cinemas. Up until that point, I had only rented them. So I think that has a little bit to do with it too, why I like it so much. House on Haunted Hill. We're going to go up with this one to It's Alright. I don't remember a whole ton of it. I know it's based on the Edgar Allan Poe story. I do remember seeing it. But again, it was so long ago. Okay. We'll put the... I don't know. Do I want to put those there? The I Know What You Did Last Summer movies there? Okay, they're alright. I've seen all 4 of them. They're okay. They're not great. They're okay. 7. Okay, 1 minute. We're going to move that up. And I think I'm going to put it in Pretty Sweet. Again, this is a movie I've seen maybe twice in my life, and that was back late 90s, early 2000s when it first came out. It was shocking for the time. I think it's still shocking all these years later. But it's not a comfort movie or anything for me. It's good. I would watch it over some of the other Saw movies, but not, you know, the remake of, you know what? I'm going to put that in It's Alright. Controversial, I know, but the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, it had promise, it just had the wrong cast. I think if they had switched out a few of the leads, maybe it would have done better. The one actor, like cardboard. Event Horizon. I will put that up in It's Alright. Because once again, it's been over 20 years since I've seen this, so I don't remember a whole lot of it. The Mist. that one is going up to, I'm going to put it in pretty sweet, actually. I love the whole Lovecraft idea, and I know this is a Stephen King, but he pulled so much from Lovecraft when he made this story. And it's very evident in the way that they shot this movie. I love that kind of isolation horror. Isolation horror, I think, next to vampires, isolation horror is probably my favorite subgenre. Cloverfield. I'm putting that in. It's all right. I've only seen it once. I saw it on TV. I don't think it was edited, but it was okay. It was different for the time, but okay. What is this one? The Hills Have Eyes 2. I have not seen it, so I'll put it on the bottom tier, simply because I have not seen it. Species. It's all right. Again, it was different for the time it was done. One of those movies, once again, so long ago that I saw it, I don't really remember much of it. I have seen so many movies in my life. I've had times where I have sworn I have not seen a movie, and I rented it, and I've sat down to watch it, and 30 seconds into it, I'm like, oh yeah, I have seen this. Signs. Okay, we're going to put that one up. Into pretty sweet. I think this is one of Mel Gibson's best movies outside of the Lethal Weapon franchise. Wolf Creek, have not seen it. I will put it in the bottom tier. I won't call it a till, call it a tier. No, I just haven't seen it, so it's going into the bottom rung. Mouth of Madness. I have seen this. It's going up into pretty sweet. Again, I love H.P. Lovecraft. Once again, this is a movie I saw like 30 years ago, and I don't remember a whole lot of it. Jeepers Creepers Part 1. Where are we going with this? Let's put that one in. It's all right. I love the fact that it was so original for its time. I've seen I think the entire, all four. I think there's only 4. I've seen all 4. Definitely the best in the series. But, I've seen it too many times. Part 1 is played on AMC all the time. AMC Canada, actually. We have different lineups sometimes than you guys do, which is frustrating. When you get the lineup for the AMC Fear Fest for October, the Canadian channel always plays a different lineup. You'll get 3 or 4 that are the same, and you're waiting for whatever that number 5 video of the night is, or movie of the night is, and it's a completely different one. So frustrating. But Jeepers Creepers gets played on AMC Canada all the time. So I have seen this movie more times than I can count, just because it's on TV. So I think I've kind of overdosed on it. The Collector, I have not seen it, so I will put that in the bottom tier. The Hills Have Eyes, I have not seen it. I will put it in the bottom tier. Oh, we still have quite a bit to go. The Haunting. That one goes up into It's Alright. For a while there, was getting The Haunting mixed up with The House on Haunted Hill. I believe they're the same story from different studios. I could be wrong. But I seem to remember them both taking place in a mansion. I could be wrong. I might have to revisit both those movies. My Bloody Valentine 3D. I am putting this one up into Pretty Sweet. That's the one with Jensen Ackles from Supernatural. I'm a huge Supernatural fan, so I really liked this movie. It is a remake of a Canadian movie. I like the remake better than the original, which is saying something, because the original was so groundbreaking at the time. Paranormal Activity 2, have not seen it. I will put it in the bottom rung. Valentine, that one is going up into It's Alright. I think it was the first. No, it's not. I was going to say the first. No, I just mentioned My Bloody Valentine, which back in the 80s was the first one, and then you had the remake, but Valentine came in between them. I'm confusing myself. It's okay. David Boreanaz is great in it, but it's lacking something. I think they give the killer away a little too soon. It almost has too much of a nighttime soap opera CSI type feel to it. It's a little too that for, it's good, but it's not great. Dusk Till Dawn, that is going right up, right up, right up to the bottom. Again, another movie I got to see in cinemas back in the 90s when it came out. I have all three of them in my collection. I have half of the television series in my collection. I haven't been able to find the third season. I love this franchise, and hot take, part 3 of Dusk Till Dawn is my favorite. Dusk Till Dawn, Hangman's Daughter. In some of my old videos, you can see the Dusk Till Dawn 3 Hangman's Daughter poster in the background of a lot of my videos from like 10 years ago. Halloween Resurrection. That one is going up into... Yeah, It's Alright. I was going to put it in the Pretty Sweet, but... No, you know what? I am. I'm going to put it up into Pretty Sweet. I like the fact that they took the technology of the time and kind of worked with it. I don't care for a couple of the actors in it, but I love the premise of it. I think that one needs a remake. If they were to remake Halloween Resurrection, no pun intended, with different actors, but using the same script and the same technology, like not updating the look of it, but just a couple of different actors, this would have been such a good movie. It would have been so much higher on fans' lists. They kind of predict it the way streaming and some of the shows we see, because didn't this movie come out before Survivor ever became a TV show? Anyway, I think it's a fairly good one, and I think it gets crapped on a little too much by people. The Craft, that is going way up there. Wait, where did I put it? Way up there. Way up there. Way up beside Dusk Till Dawn. Because another one I got to see in cinemas. I went 3 times to see that one in cinemas with my friends way back in the day. So that one came out I was 22 when that one came out. So as a person, like, as the fact that I was already a practicing witch, it introduced me though to Wicca. I started my witchcraft journey on more the occult side and not really in Wicca, and it kind of opened up Wicca to me. Anyway, that's another story for another time. Let Me In. I do like this one. I'm going to put it in Pretty Sweet. It's almost scene for scene as Let the Right One In, so. Leprechaun. It's all right. Saw, the first one. I'm going to put that one up in Pretty Sweet. Like I said, the rest of the franchise kind of blend together for me, but the original Saw stands out. House of Wax. It's all right. Piranha 3D. It's all right. Insidious. It's all right. I've seen Piranha 3D once, and I've seen Insidious once. I've seen House of Wax once. I've seen Leprechaun 2 or 3 times. The remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that one is going up into Pretty Sweet. I have thoughts on that one. I saw it a couple years ago. I have thoughts on it, but I'm doing a video soon as part of the Halloween stuff about Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. So I'd leave it at that for now. The Amityville Horror Remake, that is going up into Pretty Sweet. I think it's my favorite of the Amityville horrors, and I've seen there's 5 in the official canon, and everything else is kind of just using the name, and I think it's my favorite of the 5. Scream 2, where are we putting that? We are putting that up in It's Alright. Not my favorite. It's good. If I were going to rank the Screams, it would be 3, 1, and 2, and then 4, and 5 and 6, and then I haven't seen 7 yet, so. I'm gonna burp, sorry. Sorry. So the next couple Saw movies, as I said, they all kind of blend together. So where did I put the other one? We're going to put them all together. Where did I put the other one? And It's Alright, because they just blend together for me, because I made the mistake of watching them as a marathon back to back, and I can't tell one from the other. So I'm just being fair to the franchise and just saying, you're all right. Disturbing Behavior. I'm going to put that up in It's Alright. I remember seeing that one at cinema too, way back when. I think I saw it on a double bill with The Faculty, actually. So long ago. And I don't remember much of it. I really don't remember much of it. I should try to find that one again and see if I can refresh my memory. One of the Rob Zombies. Rob Zombie's Halloween and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I'm going to move those up. Hang on one second. I am putting them in Pretty Sweet. I like them. I do. Again, go watch my list of my ranking of the Rob Zombie movies I did a couple of months ago. You'll see where they rank. Oh, we're down to the last few. Seed of Chucky. I like this one. It's going into all right. It's, I like the campiness of it. I like that they tried to do something different. I understand where it's coming from. I have a nephew who is a trans man, and for that, you know, I get where they were going with it. Sorority Row, have not seen it. I will put it in the bottom tier just because I've not seen it. Devil's Rejects. I like this one. It is going up into Pretty Sweet. I liked it a hell of a lot more than Thousand Corpses. High Tension. I have never seen it, so it goes into the bottom tier. Blade and Blade 2. We're putting those, hang on one second. They're going upwards. Hang on. We're putting Blade 2 up into the bomb. Where did Blade go? Blade is going up into the bomb. And I like Blade 2 a little bit more than I like Blade. You already heard what I had to say about Blade 3. Again, I saw Blade in the cinema, and I think I was the only woman there. I was there for a vampire movie. There's like a sea of men. That sounds so bad to say. There was a bunch of guys sitting there that day, and I don't think they were there for a vampire movie. I think they were there for an action movie. And Blade 2, sadly, I did not get to see that in cinema. I've only seen it on rental, but it's part of my collection. It has been. I love that movie. I think it is the strongest of the franchise, and that includes the television show. For all the reasons everyone else has said, the Reaper vampires are so unique and so genius. The idea of the vampire infrastructure kind of killing itself. 13 Ghosts. I did not like that movie. It's going into, it was good psych. The Hitcher remake, I have not seen it. It's going into the bottom tier. The Others, it's all right. 28 Days Later, it's all right. Flatliners, we're going upwards with Flatliners. Flatliners is going into The Bomb. The Bomb. When this one came out in the early 90s, it took on a spirituality and philosophy and science in a way that we had not seen since Frankenstein. And I think that's why this movie became such the phenomenon it became in the 90s. It was everywhere in the 90s. Our last two movies, Friday the 13th, the remake, and Wrong Turn. Well, okay, I'm going to get back to Friday the 13th, the remake in a second. But Wrong Turn I have not seen, so it goes in the bottom tier. And Friday the 13th, the remake, we're going upwards with this one. We're going up into Pretty Sweet. It's my favorite of the, well, one of two in the Friday the 13th franchise. I really like Jason Takes Manhattan, and I like the remake, and I like Jason Goes to Hell, and I like Jason in Space. Jason 10, yeah. That's it. Wow. Okay. This is over an hour long. Oh my God. Oh, I believe Cody, who Leach, I think that's how you say his last name, who did this originally, I think his was over an hour and a half. Okay. Oh, I just realized something. Oh, damn. Hang on. Okay, I was talking and I did not realize that at some point the tier I was doing, my screen caption went off. I have no idea at what point my screen caption went off. So let's get a rundown here. In the bomb, we have Scream 3, Ginger Snaps, Candyman, Vampires, Halloween Part 6, New Nightmare, The Sixth Sense, Halloween H2O, From Dusk Till Dawn, The Craft, Blade 2, Blood Hunt. It's called Blade 2 Blood Hunt. Blade, Flatliners. In Pretty Sweet, we have Blair Witch Project, Demon Knight, Let the Right One In, Disturbia, Stir of Echoes, one of the Final Destinations, I don't even know which one it is. Then Final Destination, Scream, Final Destination 3, Dawn of the Dead, so that must be Final Destination 4. Dawn of the Dead, Bride of Chucky, 7, The Mist, Signs, Mouth of Madness, My Bloody Valentine, the remake, Halloween Resurrection, Let Me In, Saw 1, Chainsaw Massacre, the remake, the Amityville Horror remake, Rob Zombie's Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, The Devil's Rejects, Friday the 13th, the remake. In It's Alright, we've got Carrie, The Rage, 28 Weeks Later, The Ring, Dead Alive, Freddy vs. Jason, Saw 4, Saw 3, Faculty, Urban Legend, Stephen King's It, Urban Legend 2, Final Cut, Trick or Treat, The Silence of the Lambs, Blade Trinity, Shaun of the Dead, Final Destination 2, Frighteners, House on Haunted Hill, I Know What You Did Last Summer, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake, Event Horizon, Cloverfield, Species, Jeepers Creepers, The Haunting, Valentine, Leprechaun, House of Wax, Piranha 3D, Insidious, Scream 2, Saw 2, Saw 3, Saw 5, Saw 6, Disturbing Behavior, Seed of Chucky, The Others, 28 Days Later, That Was Good Psych, has Teeth, Paranormal Activity, House of a Thousand Corpses, The Witch, Drag Me to Hell, The Grudge, 13 Ghosts, I'm Outie, which I used as the category where I have not seen the movie. So that's Session 9, Frailty, Teaching Mrs. Tingle, Hostel, Willard, The Descent, Jacob's Ladder, All the Boys Love Mandy Lane, The Strangers, The Crazies, Hostel Part 2, Hills Have Eyes Part 2, Wolf Creek, The Collector, Hills Have Eyes, this is the remake, Paranormal Activity 2, Sorority Row, I believe that's a remake, High Tension, The Hitcher remake, and Wrong Turn. I've just never seen those last few. Okay. Now, I honestly don't know when this sadly stopped. So I'm probably going to have a big chunk of that just didn't get saved. Damn. Okay, with that said, until next time, creeping screams.